The truth about the Great Emu War.
The Great Emu War was a bizarre and fascinating event in Australian history. It involved a series of military operations in 1932 aimed at controlling the emu population that ravaged wheat crops. Though it sounds like a fictional tale, this true event highlights the unexpected challenges faced by early Australian farmers. Australia in the early 1930s was a land of vast open spaces and burgeoning agricultural opportunities. However, the country was also grappling with the economic fallout of the Great Depression. Farmers, particularly in Western Australia, were struggling to make ends meet and faced numerous obstacles in their efforts to cultivate the land. After World War I, many Australian soldiers were given land in Western Australia to farm as part of a government settlement scheme. These soldier settlers had high hopes of creating prosperous agricultural enterprises. However, they soon encountered difficulties, including poor soil quality and limited farming experience, which made their endeavors increasingly challenging. By 1932, emus began migrating from inland areas to the coast, drawn by the availability of food and water. The mass movement of these large, flightless birds created a new problem for the struggling farmers. The emus descended upon the wheat crops, causing significant damage and exacerbating the farmers' already dire situation. As the emus ravaged the fields, desperate farmers sought help from the government, pleading for assistance to protect their livelihoods. The government, recognizing the severity of the situation, decided to intervene. This set the stage for an unusual military campaign, marking the beginning of what would famously be known as the Great Emu War. The emu invasion in 1932 devastated Australian wheat crops and farmland. Large flocks of emus, driven by drought and the search for food, trampled fields and consumed valuable grain. Farmers, already struggling with economic hardships, found their livelihoods further threatened by these relentless, flightless birds. Desperate for a solution, farmers implored the government for assistance. The scale of the emu problem was unprecedented, and traditional methods of pest control proved ineffective. The farmers' pleas for help highlighted the urgent need for a more robust and organized response to this agricultural crisis. The government, recognizing the severity of the situation, decided to intervene. The Ministry of Defense was tasked with addressing the emu problem, marking an unusual deployment of military resources. This decision underscored the extraordinary nature of the emu invasion and the government's commitment to supporting its citizens. Major G.P.W. Meredith was appointed to lead the military effort against the emus. He and his men were equipped with Lewis guns and ample ammunition, ready to take on the avian menace. The soldiers, accustomed to human adversaries, now faced the daunting task of combating a highly mobile and unpredictable foe. The initial encounter between the soldiers and the emus was a spectacle. Equipped with heavy weaponry, the soldiers expected a swift victory. However, the emus' erratic movements and surprising agility allowed many to evade capture. This first effort highlighted the challenges ahead and foreshadowed the difficulties that would follow. The soldiers were armed with Lewis guns, a type of light machine gun used during World War I. These weapons were chosen for their ability to fire rapidly, theoretically allowing the soldiers to take down large numbers of emus quickly. Ammunition was plentiful, reflecting the seriousness with which the military approached this task. The initial efforts to control the emu population started off chaotically. The soldiers, led by Major G.P.W. Meredith, faced logistical challenges from the outset. The emus proved to be more elusive than anticipated, scattering as soon as the soldiers approached. The first day saw little success, setting a tone for the campaign. Emus quickly adapted to the soldiers' presence, employing evasive tactics that left the military force bewildered. These large, flightless birds would scatter in every direction, making it nearly impossible for the soldiers to aim accurately. Their speed and agility in the open fields rendered many military strategies ineffective, frustrating the troops. As the soldiers struggled, it became evident that their strategies were failing. The coordination between the troops was poor, leading to missed opportunities and wasted ammunition. The rugged terrain further complicated efforts, as emus would disappear into the bush, evading capture and gunfire. The campaign was becoming a public spectacle. The media soon caught wind of the military struggles, and press reactions were swift and critical. Newspapers published stories mocking the government's decision to deploy soldiers against birds, highlighting the absurdity of the situation. Cartoons and articles ridiculed the campaign, turning public opinion against the government's handling of the emu problem. The public quickly turned the Great Emu War into a subject of mockery and criticism. Newspapers ran satirical pieces, and cartoons poked fun at the soldiers' inability to defeat the emus. This ridicule only intensified as reports of failed attempts and wasted resources emerged, turning the campaign into a national embarrassment. Despite initial setbacks, the government authorized a second attempt to control the emu population. Soldiers returned to Western Australia with renewed determination and modified strategies. However, the emus continued to outmaneuver their human adversaries. This second phase of the campaign saw little improvement, further fueling public skepticism. Tactical adjustments were made in hopes of achieving better results. The soldiers experimented with different times of day and locations for their ambushes. They even considered using vehicles to chase the emus. Nevertheless, these changes proved ineffective, as the emus displayed remarkable adaptability and resilience. The emus demonstrated an extraordinary ability to survive under relentless military pressure. They scattered into smaller groups, making it challenging for soldiers to target them efficiently. The birds' agility and speed rendered the military's weaponry largely useless, leading to continued frustration and mounting failures in the campaign. The financial and resource costs of the Great Emu War began to weigh heavily on the government. The expenditure on ammunition, manpower, and logistics far exceeded initial estimates. With little to show for their efforts, the government decided to withdraw the military, marking the end of a costly and ineffective campaign. The Great Emu War incurred considerable financial and resource expenditure. The soldiers used thousands of rounds of ammunition in their attempts to control the emu population. Despite these efforts, the campaign proved costly and ineffective, leading to criticism of the government's decision to involve the military in agricultural issues. As the military campaign against the emus failed, the government decided to cease military action. The withdrawal was seen as an admission of defeat. Farmers were left to deal with the emu problem on their own, feeling abandoned by a government that had initially promised assistance. In the immediate aftermath, farmers continued to struggle with the emu population ravaging their crops. Although the military efforts were halted, the emus remained a persistent problem. The short-term effects included ongoing financial losses for the farmers and increased frustration with the government's handling of the situation. The Great Emu War had long-term consequences on agricultural policy in Australia. It highlighted the need for more effective and sustainable solutions to wildlife management. The event prompted discussions on better support systems for farmers and influenced future government decisions regarding human-animal conflicts in agricultural settings. Politically, the Great Emu War left a stain on the reputation of those involved. Government officials faced criticism for the failed military intervention. The event became a point of contention, with opponents using it to question the competence of those in power. The political fallout underscored the importance of careful decision-making in addressing agricultural crises. The legacy of the Great Emu War extends far beyond its initial impact, embedding itself into popular culture. This peculiar event has been referenced in numerous books, articles, and documentaries, often highlighting its absurdity. It stands as a unique historical curiosity that continues to fascinate and amuse audiences worldwide. Emus have come to symbolize nature's unpredictability and resilience. Their triumph over human attempts at control serves as a poignant reminder of the limitations of human intervention in natural processes. The emu's unexpected victory has become a metaphor for the unpredictable forces of nature that can outwit even the best-laid plans. The Great Emu War offers valuable lessons on human-animal conflict. It underscores the importance of understanding and respecting wildlife behavior before attempting control measures. The debacle emphasizes the need for well-thought-out strategies and the potential consequences of underestimating nature, providing insightful reflections for future agricultural and environmental policies. Historically, the Great Emu War holds significant importance in Australia. It showcases the challenges faced by post-war agricultural communities and the lengths to which governments might go to address these issues. The event sheds light on the complex relationship between humans and their environment during a transformative period in Australian history. Personal stories from soldiers and farmers involved in the Great Emu War add a human element to the narrative. These anecdotes reveal the daily struggles and unexpected moments of humor experienced by those on the ground. They provide a deeper understanding of the event's impact on individuals and communities, enriching the historical record. Historians today view the Great Emu War through a lens of irony and absurdity, often highlighting the event as a peculiar example of military misadventure. The conflict underscores the futility of human attempts to control nature and serves as a reminder of the unpredictability inherent in such endeavors. The Great Emu War is frequently compared to other humorous or failed military campaigns throughout history. These comparisons help contextualize the event and emphasize the unique challenges faced by those involved. By examining similar historical events, we gain a deeper understanding of human error and resilience. Cultural depictions of the Great Emu War abound in various media, from books and articles to television and films. These portrayals often emphasize the comedic aspects, turning the event into a source of entertainment. Such representations keep the memory of this bizarre conflict alive and relevant. The Great Emu War has become a rich source of humor and satire, with comedians and writers frequently referencing it. This lighthearted treatment underscores the absurdity of the situation, making it a popular topic for jokes and comedic sketches, thereby ensuring its place in popular culture. The event offers educational value by teaching lessons on human-animal conflict, government intervention, and resource management. It serves as a case study in the limitations of military solutions to ecological problems, providing valuable insights for students and scholars interested in environmental and historical studies. Modern-day reenactments of the Great Emu War have become a unique way to remember the event. These reenactments often feature actors dressed as soldiers and emus, providing a humorous yet educational portrayal. They serve as a reminder of the unusual conflict and engage communities in a shared historical experience. The Great Emu War has garnered global attention, capturing the imagination of people worldwide. International media and documentaries have highlighted the event, bringing awareness to this peculiar chapter in Australian history. It has become a fascinating case study in human-animal conflict, drawing interest from historians and the general public alike. Conservation efforts have significantly impacted the current status of emus in Australia. These large, flightless birds are now protected under various wildlife preservation laws. Their population is stable, and they are no longer seen as a threat to agriculture, thanks to improved farming practices and wildlife management strategies. The Great Emu War continues to spark interest and discussion. Viewers are encouraged to share their thoughts and opinions on this historical event. By engaging the audience, the story of the Emu War remains relevant, prompting reflections on human error, nature's unpredictability, and the lessons learned from history. Summarizing the Great Emu War, it stands as a testament to the unexpected challenges faced by humans when confronting nature. This peculiar episode in history highlights the resilience of wildlife and the often misguided efforts of humans. Its legacy serves as a humorous yet poignant reminder of our coexistence with the natural world. The Great Emu War highlights the unpredictable nature of human-animal conflicts. Despite advanced weaponry, the emu's resilience proved formidable, underscoring nature's unpredictability. This event serves as a reminder of the challenges in managing wildlife and the importance of coexistence and sustainable agricultural practices. While initially a source of mockery, the Great Emu War has become an enduring symbol of humility and resilience. It invites reflection on government decision-making and the complexities of environmental stewardship. The story continues to captivate, offering valuable lessons in adaptability and the unexpected consequences of human intervention.